to the Modern Skein podcast. My name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of the Modern Skein.
And I'm Becky, store manager at the Modern Skein.
It's been a busy week. And it's just Thursday. Yeah, Suri's agreeing.
Yeah,
she's like,
that's Suri, the shop cat, official greeter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she felt like she didn't get introduced, I think.
Yeah, so she was like, hello. Anyhow, welcome. Hi. Sit down, grab a cup of favorite beverage. Coffee.
Yeah. It is still morning, therefore coffee is the beverage of choice.
Coffee is very much so the beverage.
Anyway.
Yes. This is like hyped up.
There we go.
That looked better. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
This is a preview of how said podcast is going to go. It might be rough, but it'll be fine.
It'll be great. It'll be
great.
Fun.
Yes.
Be a
it will
shenanigan,
funny.
but it'll be fun.
Shenanigans for sure. So, let's get started with some finished objects.
You're wearing yours, so...
Ta-da! Now, I will, in full disclosure, it is currently at this exact moment in time, by the time you're watching it, it is truly a finished object.
Yes.
I may or may not. I'm like an inch away from binding off.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so close. I stayed up an extra 35 minutes last night trying to get this done, and I just could not keep my eyes open anymore. But ta-da! And I steamed out the front. I haven't steamed out the back yet, so I'm not going to spin around and show you the back. We'll do good finished object photos and post to Instagram. So stay tuned for that. But this is my extra texture from Stephen West.
So good.
It is extra texture-y.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I'm going to steam this out a little bit more because you can see it's really nicely steamed out and kind of pulled out.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of not quite here. But anyway, extra texture. It's kind of, I mean, it's supposed to be an oversized sweater. To me, it's almost poncho-like, I guess,
yeah.
Because, so I knit the medium. I would say, I think this gives me like 22 inches of positive ease, I think, which for me is basically like a poncho, swancho type thing. So you can see the finished sleeve. The sleeve is just all over twisted rib with this really pretty continuing of the shoulder cable down. That needs to be steamed out. Obviously this side needs to be steamed out, and then like I said, the back. But oh, it's glorious. So I knit mine out of Malabrigo Rios in the colorway whole grain. We are currently out of it because the last of the skeins got bought up yesterday or the day before. But fingers crossed. I got an email yesterday, I think it was, from Malabrigo that they were being able to get in Rios again. So hopefully that means sometime in the near future we will get some more Rios restocked, especially this whole grain color. But rest assured, we have a pretty decent supply of Rios actually right now in full sweater quantity. So this is the medium. It called for basically 8 skeins of Rios. Now granted, I still have an inch of my ribbing left, but this is all I have left. So I will say, okay, I definitely got into the 8th skein, with what's left here. Probably, I couldn't have gotten away with 7. I had to go with the full 8 for sure. That being said, I believe the small would take 6 if you use Rios. I think it's 6, 8, 10 for the size large, and then either 11 or 12 for the extra large, because there's basically, I don't have the pattern in front of me, do I? No, of course I left that at home, but because all I have to do is ribbing. pretty sure there's 4 sizes, like a small, medium, large, and extra large. But the extra large, the finished measurements is like over 80 inches. So it's
huge
very
amounts of ease worked into that pattern.
Totally. So even though there's only 4 sizes, legitimately anybody can wear this. I would say even this medium, the one reason I picked the medium, I could have totally knit the small and have more ease like I typically prefer. But I wanted to also have the medium in the shop to show, like, so many people. I would say the majority of people in our shop could put this sweater on and it looked great on them, whether it had a lot of ease or very little ease. Because if you look on the pattern, the projects on Ravelry, there are people wearing, like Steven did a size large and he wears it, and then he has people a lot smaller than him wearing it, and then people a lot larger than him wearing it with various amounts of ease, and some of them even going into a negative ease, and it looks fantastic on all of them. So he does give some ideas on if you want to lengthen the body, either in just the ribbing by making your ribbing portion longer, or if you want to actually make the cabling. So the way you get this texture is by doing a very simple cable, either repeating that project repeat or adding length in your ribbing. Another cool thing would be, that would have been fun on this, because it is kind of oversized, a split hem would be fun, doing it longer in the back.
Yeah.
I thought about it for a hot second, and then I was like, oh, I'm getting so close. And I was seeing how if I had had a full extra skein, I would have totally done that. But seeing that I'm getting really close to eating it all up, I mean, I would have had enough to probably do an inch longer in the back, but I would have been potentially playing yarn chicken. Yeah. What else to say? Like I said, we have plenty of colors available in Rios. This would be so pretty in that fuchsia color.
That'd be a fun one.
For a pink lover.
Yeah, because that is a true, like, fuchsia color. It's gorgeous.
We have neutrals still, so even though we don't have whole grain, we still have the neutrals, like camel.
Yeah. I think it'd be so fun in I think it's called Yerba Buena. Or yerba.
Yerba. That green.
It's so nice. It's a good, almost neutral tone, but has color in it. I'm finding that I have a hard time knitting just plain neutrals. But if there's a little pop or a little bit of speckle, it makes me really happy. And I think, almost kind of a succulent, light olivey green. And then there's some good, really saturated colors. I think the couple samples that Steven has in that pattern, his is bright orange, and then there's a sample that's a rich emerald green.
Let's see, we have a lot.
Yeah. Ooh, and some wool stock.
I know, because if you wanted to do wool stock, this would be gorgeous in it too. We have the super jumbo skeins, and I believe of these you would need 4 or 5 for respective sizes.
Yeah.
If we also have plenty in some of the other colors as well of wool stock, but wool stock would be a great option. And if you're looking for a budget-friendly option, now wool stock will be a little bit less than Rios, but Germantown.
Germantown would be nice.
Great definition with the cables, and it would be pretty economical because there's 220 yards in Germantown for $16 versus Rios is $210 for
16.
Yeah, so it's just a smidge less.
I'm a sucker for a good green. Sorry, she had the cucumber.
Yes,
and I love that color.
This would be a really fun color. This is cucumber. This is in the Rios. So we have plenty to do that. Up again to the size large.
This is
the
one
yerba.
I'm kind of obsessed with. It's so good.
It's a very sagey green. This is almost identical to what I have. It's not the same. It is not whole grain, but this is Sandbank. We have plenty of Sandbank. It's like a slightly less tonal version. So it pulls that deeper color taupe out of what I'm wearing, and that would be all over. Another neutral that would be gorgeous would be camel. I debated about doing camel for a little bit. Then we have Cape Cod Gray for a nice, another neutral.
It's a good neutral, and that one's got a gentle sage undertone. Or overtone, maybe.
It's definitely not a blue or purple leaning gray. It's definitely got a green undertone, that saginess.
Very much like a nice Cape Cod kind of fog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, foggy morning, definitely. We kind of have a foggy, rainy. Ugh. Ugh. This is Almond Blossom. This is like a super soft petal pink with a peachy undertone, but it's not melon, which is definitely peach. Yeah. Which melon, I think we only would have enough for the small. I don't think we'd have enough for a medium or large. So some of these, we have other colors, like I said, but some of them we only have enough to do the size small in. This would be so pretty. This is Aquamarine. This one has such beautiful color play in it.
I have a customer that bought a couple skeins of that and is doing a baby blanket, and it looks wonderful. Like, there's a little bit of texture in the pattern, but...
Mm-hmm. That would be super cute. So this is the fuchsia for the pink, pink lovers.
It's pink.
It's pink. Again, one I always love. Paris Night. It's going to look black. It's not. It's navy.
Yeah.
But it's that rich tonal navy.
Yep.
It's a great one. Hollyhock. This one's always popular because it's kind of that orchidy purple-pink combo.
Mm-hmm.
So you can compare to fuchsia. It's definitely more purple.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Purple Mystery. So yes, we have lots of options if you want to knit this out of Rios, or like I said, if you want to knit it out of Germantown, or frankly, if you decide you want to maybe knit the medium or the large, but go down in needle size and use DK, you could totally do that.
Yeah.
Especially if you are down here, I'll say down here in the general southern states, where you're like, do I really want a worsted weight sweater, but I really like this? I would just especially if you're like, well, I'm kind of debating on, say, between knitting the small and the medium, or the medium and the large. Then go down a needle size and pick the larger of the pattern and go and knit it in DK. Be great. It'd be a little bit lighter weight, not a ton, but a bit.
Yep.
And you could totally kind of free for all the sleeves. You could make the sleeves longer. You could make the sleeves shorter. Yep. This is just his kind of recommended sleeve length, which I like because it's basically a 3/4 length.
Do you decrease or increase on those sleeves?
Just knit straight.
I don't know why, but I'm like envisioning this, like if you were to extend it and you were to like flare the sleeve, give it kind of a...
Well, you actually could, because when you finish off this cable and you go to ribbing, you do some decreasing here. If you didn't, then you're... And you
that
didn't...
would be fun.
And then
I don't know why I don't have anything.
That would be cool, because if you didn't go down in your needle size for your technical ribbing, and you didn't do the decreases it calls for to do the cuff, you stay, or you even go up in needle size, you would definitely get like a bell flare.
Possibilities.
Give it some 70s. I mean, it's already kind of got some 70s vibes to it, in my opinion. That would really give it some fun 70s vibes. Yeah. All right. So this is my extra texture. Yep. I am going to take it off because while I'm sitting here and we're going through the rest of the stuff, I'm going to try and finish this sleeve.
Yep.
Also,
fun fact,
we're matching.
This was not planned. I walked over here this morning when I came in, and we promptly lost it.
Yeah.
Yep, here we are.
Hi.
I really enjoy that it's not even just plain like a white t-shirt. They both have little teddy pockets.
The pockets. I am a V-neck. You're not. That's
true.
I mean, that's slightly different. True. But you have a gold necklace on and gold earrings. I have gold earrings on.
I don't wear jewelry that often.
No,
so
you don't.
I was like, we're going to put these on. Here we are.
So, we need our still shot for our thumbnail. Matching. matching twinsies.
Oh my goodness.
So let's talk about some of our other finished objects.
Oh, there's a pile over here.
There is a pile.
I'm 90% sure I had not finished this last time, but I was like silly level. I think I was about as close probably as you are to finishing.
I think you were.
But it's done. My
Yay!
Illuminate is done.
Yay!
And I think I've worn it like 3 times. I almost wore it today. And then decided that the weather didn't know what it was doing, so I would bring options.
It's currently about 70 something.
Yeah. But it's supposed to like just drop all day.
And we're supposed to freeze tonight.
Yep. So here we go.
Like they always say in Texas, if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's true.
But it's done. And it's delightfully light. And I'm kind of, I think, going to be able to wear this more than just winter season because it's so light and airy. I had it on the other day when it was cooler out, and because the mohair is just mohair held double, you end up the breeze kind of just cuts right through. So
that's nice.
Yeah. Definitely a worthwhile project. I loved it.
It is real pretty.
Yes. And I was pleasantly surprised. I had almost a full skein of spin cycle left. Mind you, I did crop my sleeves, so these are a 3/4 length. And I think I knit the body to just about what she recommended. But I have a whip that I will show you because I am not letting that go to waste.
No. Don't waste yarn in general, but don't waste spin cycle especially.
Exactly.
Any sort of handspun-esque.
Yeah.
So I think probably next, let's show the Rosa because we should have showed that last time and I completely forgot. So the next 3 items that are finished objects were not knit by either one of us.
Nope.
It's okay. We love it. That way we actually have items to show on the podcast. It's awesome.
Yep.
So we have amazing customers. So this is the Rosa by Isabel Kramer. And this was knit for us by Laura. Hi, Laura. This is a beautiful, lightweight, worsted weight shawl knit out of Shelter. So it's 4 skeins of Shelter for the main body. In this case, we chose Meteorite, which is the brown, but it has those multi-colored specks.
I think that kind of shows up a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost like a Tweety-esque kind of speckle.
Very much so.
And then a skein of Fossil and is this Mesa? No. Camper. It is Camper. 1 skein each of the contrast colors. So this is a really fun, what she said was, it was a really fun, meditative, kind of simple knit, but not boring.
Yeah.
So this was really, she enjoyed knitting it for us, and it just is absolutely stunning. It's real simple stitches too. I mean, knits and pearls and some slips and some eyelets. So definitely beginner friendly project.
Absolutely.
If you did not want to use spin cycle, you could again easily
Shelter.
switch it to. Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, we don't sell spin cycle. Not for lack of trying. We're on the wait list. I call in every, 6 months. Hello. But hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, but if you didn't want to use Shelter. I interrupted that train of thought. I'm so sorry.
No. We need to get back on track. And if you didn't want to use Shelter, Germantown by Kelborn Woolens would be a great option. Again,
Absolutely.
Rios, Woolstock. If you did want to go a bit lighter, you could easily swap it out for Scout. Scout would be lovely.
Be nice.
You could also swap it out for Double Sunday, which would be really nice. And of course, really any of the DKs. Yeah. I feel like you could easily swap it out for a slightly lighter version.
For sure.
Or if you did not, you could switch for a superwash wool if you did not want to do a rustic wool or a non-superwash wool. Again, so that was Rosa by Isabel Kramer. Knit for Us by Laura. So next up, yes, this huge shawl. This is Nixie by Julie Knits in Paris. I mean,
like it's whole
massive.
Screen.
Hello.
Here we go. Here's good still.
So this is Nixie by Julie Knits in Paris, knit for us by the amazing Diane, because of its giant and slightly difficult looking. I think that's her criteria, is if she's going to knit.
Gorgeous and a challenge.
Yes. She's like, yes. So this is Red Stag Fiber Chateau. So the Cashmere MCN blend. In the colorways Pine for this light color and Bordeaux for the burgundy. This did take 2 skeins each. She did come really close to having to get into a 3rd skein, but she did not. I don't think she did any modifications to this one. I think this one is purely to pattern, from what she said. And again, it's not a difficult knit. It's just you have a very large amount of stitches on your needle. So if that doesn't bother you, or you're up for a large project, Nixie is a great one. It's Nixie. All the details are in the show notes. The most, I hate to even use the word challenging stitch in here, is in the border. There is a variation of the Trinity stitch, if you've heard of that, maybe done that on another pattern. It's not a hard stitch, it's just different, and it's not a super familiar stitch to a lot of people. But other than that, it's just kind of a typical wave pattern. I say typical, a wave pattern, nothing crazy. For this, we did steam block it, and then I also did pin it out, but I did not submerge it, wet block it. I didn't want to over aggressively like get points on this kind of the scalloped edge. I just wanted to get softer, so it's not a hard block. It's a little bit softer, and I really do enjoy it. But yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. This is definitely a statement piece for sure.
Absolutely.
So again, Nixie by Julie Knits in Paris.
So good.
And it's, it's worked up in the Chateau base, so it's super soft.
Yeah.
So this will be in store for a bit. If you're going to be coming to the anniversary, you'll be able to see it in person.
Yes.
After that, then actually Red Stag Fiber is going to take it, and I think it's going to go potentially in some trunk shows that are having Chateau stock as well. And then last but not least, another fun project from Diane, but this one has a little bit of a special twist to it. So
right side, I think.
Yeah. This is the, hold on.
Both sides
now. Yeah.
Couldn't tell you the designer. Sorry.
No, it's.
I can pick, her original is in green. I know that much.
Yeah. I almost want to say it's Amanda, but I could be totally wrong. So, but if you do search Both Sides Now and you see a beautiful green circular shawl, that's it. This was also knit for us by Diane. This was using Savvy Skeins, but that's gorgeousness. So this is an all over brioche, just stunning design. Let's see if you can get some of this brioche detail up close. Just gorgeous. So the cool thing about this has actually been donated by Diane for a very specific reason.
Yes.
This is going to be raffled off to one of our lucky customers during the anniversary sale. So the details are that for every $25 purchase you make during the anniversary weekend, which is March 11th, 12th, and 13th, you will get a raffle ticket. And then at the end of Sunday, after we've closed up, or right at the end, we will draw for the winner of this shawl. So thank you so much, Diane. Definitely come shop the anniversary.
Yep.
Because you'll have a chance to win this gorgeous shawl. Maybe something that you wouldn't knit yourself. I mean, it is brioche, so it's a little bit more on the advanced side. But it's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
And it's by Michelle Bernstein.
Not Amanda. Not even close. So, thank you to all of you guys, wonderful customers who definitely help out with our samples, because we always have fun new samples in store. Oh, you have.
I have one more FO.
You do.
But it
is an FO.
It's an FO.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Just a different. So I played around with some spinning. Not this past weekend, but the weekend prior. And I spun a skein.
Woohoo!
I need to go back and check the yardage because I have since had about, like, I think 170 yards when I did it right fresh off my little spinning wheel. But since then I have steamed it to try and help it relax a little bit. So I need to go back and measure it again. But I did some hand spinning, and I'm very excited. This was, of all places, fiber purchased at Renfest. But it did some really cool, it had a really nice kind of shift of color in there. And it's probably my most consistent spin that I've done to date. So I'm very proud of this one.
It's
toting it around like it's my child. And I think I was hoping to be able to spin for a sock weight to join in on the current Andrea Mowry spin it to knit it sock knit along. I did not get that weight. I think my singles were close to that weight. And then it bloomed a good bit once I plied it and steamed it.
That would be good for a hat or a cowl.
Yeah.
Or potentially color work in a top, potentially.
It's Polworth, so it's got some nice non-superwash
it's definitely
qualities.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
That's my other FO.
Woohoo! So, for works in progress, of course, I have been knitting a lot on the extra texture. That has taken up the majority of my knitting time. However, I have, let's take a moment of silence for my opus.
Burr, burr, burr. Burr, burr, burr.
I did rip out my opus. It has nothing to do with the pattern. It had everything to, and it had nothing to do with the yarn. I would totally, in fact, I have not gotten rid of that yarn because I really do want the opus out of that yarn. But I had made some, I think I have some gauge issues, but I also had made some increase row mistakes / I got off in which color was slipped and whatnot. So my row still, it looked fine, but when you flipped it over to the back, you could tell it was, something was off. And when I was knitting it, you could tell it was wrong, even though it looked right. Very hard to explain. Has to do with it being mosaic and slipping the stitches. So I was just in that space of, you know what? I'm just going to rip it out. It's fine. I will knit it again at a later date. Totally fine. Sorry, the sun's coming out and it's very bright.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, because there's a window right over there behind you.
Yeah.
So that's why we're glowing all of a sudden. So anyway, I did work a little bit, and I say a little bit because it took me a while to figure out exactly where I was in the pattern on this. What is the name of this?
Oh, it's with an A.
It is with an A. Averno. Look in the show notes because I don't remember. But it starts with an A. Aurinko, maybe. It's by Suvi Knits. I know that much. This is, I have not knit very far, but I'm getting very close to joining and being in the round. So it's a V-neck pullover, and I'm knitting it out of Chelsea Luxe fingering in the bleached denim colorway. I love this. I love this color so much. It's not going to look like that. It's going to look like...
Yeah, I love the neckline on this sweater. It's a really cool... I can't think of what that neckline would be called, but...
Well, it's a V-neck, but
yeah,
you do like a fold over.
Yeah.
It's not what it's called, but yeah. There's a
there's
sewing term for it where you overlap. You have your V or your split neck, and then you have a binding and you overlap. I know just enough of sewing to not know the names and all that fun stuff. So, anywho, this is by Suvi Knits, Aurinko. Is it, I think, Arinko, maybe? Again, look at the show notes. Bleach denim, colorway by Chelsea Luxe. So now that, as soon as that cuff is done, that will be kind of going higher on the burner. Unless I guess something else on. Is
that what that is?
What? Well, maybe.
Okay.
So I also have my Camila Vad. That's a work in progress. That I just have to do body left. But the reason that hasn't been worked on, I was like, why haven't I been working on that? Oh yeah, I left all the mohair here. So I couldn't actually work on it. So that's why. But now that I have that, that will get worked on. Then I was also digging through my whips. This is another whip. That one I'm not ripping out. That one's good. Okay. You're going to have to get your phone and show this. Espace Tricot. Those girls, Stephanie and Naomi. Love them to pieces. But they, Stephanie I believe, just launched a new sweater pattern.
Okay.
You'll have to pull it up on your phone.
I am.
So, I was like, I need this sweater in my life. So, I'm thinking about ripping out my Nupalin that I haven't touched in months. I will say one thing that I don't like about this. A, bobbles. B, I don't know. It's just the yarn's not supposed to be this. So there's cat hair all over it. Surprise, surprise. So anyway.
Do you remember what the
You're probably going to have to go to their Instagram because I don't remember the name. And I think it's actually, they're republishing it too. Anyway, long story short, I have 3 skeins of Her Majesty's Navy on the Daka sock base, so it looks almost black. It's gorgeous.
Okay. I saw this on Ravelry yesterday.
Yes.
It's Syrinx.
Yes. Let's see.
Here's my...
Ooh. So I don't think you can tell right there, but the neckline is just a mohair or suri here, and then you add in a fingering weight.
Here's another one that's done out of pink. You might be able to see the line of mohair
I think you can see that one
better there.
And I believe she does the same thing on the cuffs and maybe the hem as well. So I was like, I could repurpose the Her Majesty's Navy and pair Her Majesty's Navy Surrey with it. Oh my gosh, this would be so soft. So soft. But then I was like, if I didn't want it to be so dark, I know you're like, that's the same skein of yarn. It's actually not. This is Mar. Now you can see the difference. So this is Mar on the darkest sock, and this is Her Majesty's Navy. But then I was like, maybe I'll do Mar and do the Isabel Kramer pattern that's a lace shawl that I've really been wanting to knit, and I want a navy blue shawl. Maybe I'll do it out of Mar instead of the Her Majesty's Navy. So this is a giant, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, so tune in next time to see what I actually pick. But I am leaning towards, because the Surrey will lighten up, brighten up the Her Majesty's Navy on the Daucus quite a bit, because it takes so much lighter on the Surrey and then so much darker on the Daucus. So that would be really cool. But then I also, so see, here's my dilemma.
There's an entire bag of whips in other small bags. It is a bag of bags down below this table, bags, yes. Just so you're aware.
So I don't know if you guys can remember when I cast on my Viberna. Oh my
gosh, yes.
But I have a row gauge issue. And so since this sweater, sorry, I have Surrey and mohair fuzz in my eye. Since this sweater is knit side to side, road gauge is highly critical, and I don't feel like going down. I'm already knitting this down a size on a 3. I would have to go down to get gauge probably closer to a 1.5. I really don't feel like knitting an entire long sleeve sweater on a 1.5. Tank top maybe, because I really want to knit the Cumulus tank by Petite Knit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I was thinking, well, I love this color. This would be super nice. And then I found where my cat had destroyed this lovely ball of mohair. And I was like, what if we did this? And I have more of this mohair. I don't know.
That good beige color.
I know. Burnt sugar from Santa's Garden. We have more of that available should you want some as well. Yeah, so that thus ends my bag of whips and ponderings of what to knit next, because you gotta cast things on.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
Why work on things that you have when you can cast new things on?
Tuck in some ends before I hold this one up.
They look so good though.
Yeah. And I mean, they're ends, but they're scrap yarn more than anything else. But so I mentioned I was using up my scraps. So by the time I was said and done with my Illuminate, I had only used 4 of like the 50 grams of my final skein of Spin Cycle. And I have had the Sparks socks by Andrea Mowry on my list for a hot minute. And so that's what I cast on. Also, actually, using Sunday from Santa's Garden, the same yarn Sharon was just showing. But this is in the Dusty Lilac color as my main color. And then working the color work throughout. I am now at a point where I have both toes done, and I am working on my first afterthought heel. I am fairly confident that I am going to run out of my Spin Cycle and not have enough for the second heel entirely. I think I'm going to get close. I still need to decrease. I think I need to do like 2 or 3 more decrease rounds on this heel before I can Kitchener that off. And so what I'll probably do is I still have a decent amount of that skein of Sunday, so I will use up whatever I have of this left for my second heel, and then it'll just kind of be a weird bullseye effect with this at the end of it. It'll be fine. They're socks.
Yeah.
I feel like
the heel. It's not like it's the cuff or something.
Yeah, like there's so much there's so many other details on these socks, I feel like, that are going to be more eye-catching than the weird spot on my heel. So, but I'm very excited. They are delightfully squishy. They are going to be a fully non-superwash pair of socks. So I'm excited to give that a go and have a pair to wear. Yeah.
Awesome.
So there's that. That's one whip. And I've got that one. Yes. And I brought all of these babies.
Oh, yes. I was like, ooh, what's this? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Okay. I will start with this one. I'll go with the smaller one first. This doesn't look like a whole lot right now. Actually, it looks way smaller than it is.
I was about to say, it looks so tiny.
But it is very much just kind of crammed onto these needles. So I'm casting on, or have cast on, a hat and peak by Maxim Cyr. And this is being worked up out of the new Highland Sport Base as a sample for Red Stag.
Which I heard that most likely March 1st we will be able to stock.
Excellent.
It will arrive. It will be done. I would say arrive. I mean, it has like all of 15 minutes to get here, but, you know, it's not done yet. It's not done yet, so.
Yeah. First off, I'm loving... I don't know if it's gonna... Yeah, there it is. You can kind of see there's a little bit of gentle pooling and striping that's happening in the Welsh Light colorway, which is the darkest, the one that I'm using. I use that as my brim. The brim is taking a hot minute. It's done on 3s, and you're supposed to do like 5 inches of brim so you can fold it over.
Gotcha.
Like
I didn't realize it was that big of a brim.
I've been knitting lots and lots of ribbing. And then the fun colors get to be worked in. And so I think the first one I'll work in is the cobblestone, which is a delightful gray. You might remember where I had cast on a rift tee using this, and then I promptly frogged it because I was just not in the headspace to do a bottom-up sweater.
Yeah, makes sense.
So there's that. And then it'll go into per pod, which I just love so much.
It is a pretty color.
And then last but not least, the final color will be antique leather.
My favorite.
So it goes like this.
So nice.
Yeah. Hat and peak.
Yay. So, let's see, when do we... Yeah, so probably watch for an announcement in the newsletter and, of course, on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. But we're thinking March 1st, by the anniversary at the latest, but I'm thinking March 1st for the Highland Sport. Exciting. This one.
And then there's my...
So good.
Working up in project size.
Yes.
Went socks, hat, now it's time for a sweater. Good. I'm just like looking at all of my stuff, and there's so much dog hair on all of it.
But your dog is so cute.
I know. Risk of knitting while having a sleeping corgi on your lap. Yeah. So this is my wild ivy test knit for wool and pine. I just split for sleeves last night. It is a scoop neck, so you work flat until you meet at the round to begin a really gorgeous leafy lace panel at the front. And then once you work the body, you go back and you pick up around the neckline so that you can customize how much pull up or how like close to your neck you want it, or like how much of a true scoop neck you'd like. I am doing this one out of the yarn that they designed it with. This is Sugar Plum Circus in her Merino DK, which when this does release, which I think might be right after the anniversary, It is very, very similar to Red Stag Estate DK. Heads up. Yeah, raglan shaping down around the sleeves, and then I haven't decided. There is waist shaping included optionally in the pattern, and I don't know if I'm going to do that. It is one that I'm knitting at -2 inches of ease. So I don't know. I think I'm going to try it on once I get a little further down on just the body of it and see how it fits. I think I'll probably just work it without the waist shaping.
Yeah.
Knowing my, like, preferences with garments. But I'm very excited. I don't think I have anything that's quite this delightful, rich red color in my wardrobe.
Really. Is it long sleeve, short sleeve?
Also optional.
Okay.
So I'm leaning towards, at this point, doing short sleeves. That way I can wear it more as a tee as we get into the spring. But I might also look at how much yarn I have left. If I have like a full like skein or a little more than that, I might opt to at least do like a maybe elbow length or 3/4 length. We'll see.
Perfect.
So that's that.
Yay.
My goal is to have this done for my birthday, so I can wear it for the anniversary. That's the plan.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else to share about. Oh, we did get there is something to share about. We have our trunk show for Kim Dye's Yarn.
Yep.
You can view the whole trunk show, or I'll say the whole trunk show, what's still available online. You just hit the trunk show tab on our website. Of course, you can come in and shop the trunk show. The trunk show will be going home on February 26th, which is in 2 Saturdays from now.
Yep.
The other thing we just got in is, and we're almost done with inventorying it all, is the Chowgu restock.
Yep.
And our Leica needle restock.
Which, at this point, all of that is on the website.
Oh, perfect.
It's just not up on the wall yet.
Perfect. Well, we'll get that up today.
Yep.
But Chowgu, we did get a major restock in, including needle sets. I know you guys have been asking. It's been taking a while for us to get them in, but all of the needle sets that we stock have been restocked. Nice. So definitely, if you were thinking about getting a needle set, we do have those available. We have the cords restocked, the fixed needles restocked, the accessories and adapters restocked. Basically, if it's Chowgu, it's restocked.
Yep.
That being said, there's already one needle that we're out of again.
It's
So,
always, no matter what, we'll place that order, we'll do an inventory, and like the next day, somebody comes in and buys up like all of the needles in one size that wasn't included on the order, without fail.
I'm pretty sure that's the spot for either the 1 or the 1.5 size needles.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think pretty much somebody literally just bought all of them that we had in that length, and it's like, okay, but
Which, if it was a 1 or a 1.5, it would make sense if that was during the sock challenge.
yes, exactly. So, crochet hooks are fairly well restocked as well. Like I said, Leicas have been restocked. We are still waiting, of course, for Cipra needles. Trust me, they're on order. They will not tell me when they're shipping at all. Grove needles are on order if you are looking for those. The blush needles are on order. They're just not shipping out right now.
Yeah.
So be patient. And like I said, we've restocked as much of the Leica as we can at this moment in time. Everything else is on order. It's just on back order.
Yep.
With that being said, we should also be getting a restock of Cocoa Knits products in time for the anniversary. So, although I just got word that I don't think we will be able to restock Maker's boards or maker board accessories, I don't think they're going to be in. They're not available for me to order right yet, and they're not expecting them in time. But stay tuned. I'm trying to think what else. Of course, Kit of the Week has been very popular, so definitely check out Kit of the Week. And if you're not getting our emails, that's a great time to sign up for them so you get the info on Kit of the Week. And of course, like we've already said, anniversary is March 11th, 12th, and 13th. We will be open on that Sunday, noon to 5 p.m. And you do not want to miss coming out. Of course, we're going to have the raffle, so every $25 gets you a raffle ticket. I haven't decided if we're going to offer just, you could buy a raffle ticket. I don't know.
Things to ponder.
I know, it's something to ponder, because I bet somebody's going to ask, but we haven't decided that yet. There will be some fun incentives to shop that weekend, for sure. And of course, we're going to have trunk shows. We're going to have a very special guest appearance by one of our vendors. So that's exciting. That will get announced later. Yeah, you just don't want to miss it. It's a lot of fun. There'll be food, there'll be drinks, there'll be fun and shenanigans abounding.
Oh, yes.
We also have our 100th episode coming up, which I think we'll actually be filming that week. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have some fun shenanigans for that as well.
Today's word of the day is shenanigans.
I don't know why, but
No, it just stuck.
It's a good word. So definitely stay tuned. You will want to be subscribed and to get notifications and like our podcasts. Hopefully you like them. If you're watching, if you made it this far, I hope you do. Because we're probably going to be doing some sort of YouTube-based giveaway for our 100th episode. So I think this is episode 89. No, not 89. 98. So yeah.
Coming up quick.
We should make the announcement next. Well, I guess you actually would announce on the 100th. I think that's how that works. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. So thanks for tuning in. I'm out of stuff to say. Yeah. We have to open the store in 4 minutes, and there's a mess to clean up of all of the things. Yeah. So.
Yep.
See you guys later on the internet, on YouTube's, wherever. We'll see. I don't know. This is a mess.
Goodbye.
Bye.